Have you ever peered into the ordinary moments of life? A strange coincidence, maybe, or a dream that just feels too real?
Hmm.
And wondered if there's, more to it? What if the world isn't quite as solid as it seems?
Right. What if imagination isn't just in your head? What if it's a force? Something that could actually, I don't know, build things, build realities.
Exactly. What if that line between what's real and what we imagine isn't just blurry, but, well, leaky, allowing the strange to seep in?
That's a great way to put it. Permeable.
Welcome to the Uncanny Valley podcast. Today we're diving into something truly mind-bending, the concept really, about a hidden network.
A dark energy network, yeah. And it doesn't just connect worlds, it hosts them. Worlds shaped by thought, by fiction, by, well, pure imagination.
We've actually managed to get our hands on some incredible source material. It's basically like a guide, almost a covert manual for understanding and navigating this whole other reality.
That's right. And our job today is to pull back that curtain. We want to unpack this huge, interconnected multiverse for you.
We're going to try and extract the most mind-bending stuff, the really crucial details, so you, our listener, can start to grasp the sheer scale of what might be lurking just beyond, the edges of what we see every day.
Yeah, get ready. We'll look at the core ideas, how these different worlds actually work, what kind of abilities people who can travel between them have.
And even the mechanics, the rules
Yeah.
that govern this whole fantastical setup.
Exactly. You might have a few aha moments today.
Yeah.
Because this stuff, it really could change how you think about, well, everything. The architecture of imagination, unpacking the strange network.
Okay, let's step through the door. The foundation of all this.
Yeah.
It's called the strange. And this isn't just a cool name, is it? It's like a literal thing.
Oh, absolutely literal. It's described as an alien-engineered side universe. Think of it like a web, yeah? But made of dark energy data. And
Yeah.
it connects, well, potentially everything.
Alien engineered. Okay, that's unexpected. Who or what?
So the story goes, billions of years ago, this incredibly advanced alien race, they're called the precursors. In the material, they built it.
Billions. Yeah. Yeah. And their original goal was pretty ambitious. A system for super fast intergalactic travel.
Like a cosmic highway.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The idea was you could upload your entire consciousness, your state, into this network, this data web, and then be printed, reconstituted light years away, almost instantly, skipping all that empty space.
Okay, that's amazing. But I sense a but coming.
Oh, a big one. Like, with a lot of grand designs that mess with reality, something went wrong. Badly wrong.
How wrong?
The network malfunctioned. It started growing wild, uncontrolled, completely beyond what the precursors intended.
So instead of a highway.
It became a trap. It started merging user consciousness with its own chaotic energy. And over billions of years, as it kept expanding, it got worse. It spawned these horrors.
Horrors, like what?
Things called planetivores. Imagine cosmic predators, vast intelligences made of the strangest energy that literally eat entire worlds.
Eat worlds. Civilizations would accidentally ping the network, maybe through their own tech experiments, and that ping would basically give the planetivore a bridge right to their doorstep. And then gone. Consumed.
That's terrifying. Okay, so malfunctioning alien tech, world-eating monsters. But how does that lead to all these different worlds inside it? These recursions, you call them.
Right, that's the paradox, isn't it? And this is where it gets really, really weird and kind of wonderful in a scary way. It's down to something called creative resonance.
Creative resonance?
Or sometimes fictional leakage. The idea is that many, maybe most of these recursions weren't seeded by aliens at all. They were seeded by imagination.
Wait, our imagination.
Yeah.
Human imagination.
Or any intelligent species capable of complex thought and storytelling. The very act of creating stories, myths, fictional universes, pouring that collective mental energy out. Within the strange, that energy isn't just passive, it's formative. It actually takes root in the network.
So like the stories we tell, they could be blueprints.
Exactly. Over time, these fictional constructs, these shared dreams or even fears, they mature within the network. They become tangible, real places, realities built from fiction.
Wow. That just completely flips the script on what's real and what's made up.
It really does. It suggests that, maybe that line isn't as clear-cut as we think. That the energy we put into our fictions, it actually does something. It leaks out, shapes this other reality.
The implications are just huge.
Yeah.
For anyone listening, think about it, that fantasy world you love, that sci-fi game.
Could aspects of it, maybe even a whole version of it, exist as a recursion? According to this material, yeah. It's a potential reality seeded by our own minds.
Okay, mind blown.
Yeah.
So adventure discovery.
Hmm?
It's not just about exploring space, it's about exploring imagination made real.
Precisely. And just how thin that veil between our world and these others might be.
To help us get a handle on this, the source material highlights 3 main worlds, right? Kind of pillars: Earth, Ardeyn, and Ruck.
That's right. Each one operates under a fundamentally different law, a different set of physical or metaphysical rules.
Let's start with home base, Earth. Third rock from the sun. Our law is science, presumably.
Standard physics, yeah. But the key thing here is how little we know. Only a tiny, tiny fraction of Earth's population is quickened.
Quickened, what does that mean?
It means they're aware of the strange. They possess this spark that lets them perceive it, interact with it, even travel through it.
So most of us are just oblivious.
Completely, blissfully unaware. And the few who do know the full truth, these monitoring organizations, they work very hard to keep it that way. Secrecy is paramount. Maybe it's a necessary protection.
Okay. Then there's Ardeyn. You said it's almost the opposite of Earth.
Pretty much. Ardeyn's law is magic. With a capital M, it's not tricks, it's the fundamental force. Dragons are real, demigods walk the land. It's high fantasy made manifest.
How did that happen?
It was kind of an accident, actually, a side effect from when this computer researcher, Carter Morrison, first discovered the strain. His discovery somehow resonated and birthed this magic-filled recursion.
Wow. And you mentioned organizations, the estate. They're involved there.
Yeah, the main Earth group, they were founded in Morrison's memory, and they actually have a secret field office in Ardeyn's biggest city. They're keeping tabs on this powerful figure called the Betrayer.
The Betrayer. Sounds ominous.
He is. He used to be one of these angelic beings, an incarnation of war, but now he's got ambitions. Potentially planetivore level ambitions. So, yeah, the estate is worried.
Okay, magic world check. What about Ruck? That sounded really out there.
Ruck is wild. Its law is mad science. It's this disc-shaped world that apparently ran aground near Earth after some disaster in the strange.
Ran aground. Like a ship.
Sort of, yeah. It's stuck in this weird twilight state. You look up, you see a ghostly Earth and weird lights from the strange. And the people, they look human mostly.
But they're not.
Nope. They're from somewhere else entirely. Been hiding out near Earth for millennia. And their whole society is built on extreme biomodification.
Yeah.
Eugenics, genetic engineering. It's totally normal for them.
Cyborgs. Biopunk stuff.
Very much so. Weapon grafts, organic tech, skill implants. The line between biology and technology is basically gone. It's their way of life.
Okay. Earth, Ardeyn, Rook, science, magic, mad science, all connected by this strange network.
Physically connected, yeah. It allows travel between them, but it's not like catching a bus. It's often unpredictable, disorienting, dangerous. More like navigating a chaotic river than a road.
So for you listening, what this means is the potential for stepping into worlds governed by entirely different rules. Your favorite stories. Maybe not just stories anymore. They could be destinations. If you're quickened, that is, too. The mechanics of existence, how to navigate and interact. Right, so if you were quickened, how would you even begin to operate in this multiverse? You mentioned the spark. What exactly is that? Why is it so important?
Think of the spark as, maybe heightened awareness or true free will. The ability to see past the surface narrative of a reality. Everyone on Earth has it, theoretically. It lets us question things, make choices.
But not everyone in the Recursions has it.
Exactly. In many Recursions, only a percentage of the native population has the spark. The rest are, well, maybe more like background characters, living out the story of their world without questioning its fundamental nature.
So being quickened means you have that spark, and that lets you, what, break the rules?
Sort of. It lets you interact deeply with the strange, adapt to new realities, and crucially, act against the expected narrative. You're not just playing a part, you can change the story. Player characters that focus here are always quickened.
Okay. And how do actions work? You mentioned tasks.
Yeah, any significant action fighting, jumping, persuading someone, using a weird device is a task.
Yeah.
And each task has a difficulty level from 0 up into 10.
0 is automatic success. 10 is nearly impossible.
Pretty much. And the system's quite elegant. The target number you need to roll on a 20-sided die is always just 3 times the difficulty.
So difficulty 3, you need a 9 or more. Difficulty 5, a 15.
Exactly. Simple. Right. And here's the cool part. The player always rolls. Attacking, defending, dodging. You roll the die. It keeps you in control, keeps you making the decisions.
I like that. And you can improve your chances with skills and stuff.
Yep. You've got skills broad areas like climbing or science or persuasion. Being trained reduces the difficulty by 1 step. Being specialized reduces it by 2.
Okay. What about gear? Does having the right tool help?
Definitely, that's an asset. A good crowbar for prying, maybe heavy rain helping put out a fire. Assets also reduce the difficulty by 1 step. It's all about stacking the odds in your favor.
And then there was effort
Yeah.
for when you really need to succeed.
Right. Effort is key. You can choose to spend points from your core stat pools, might, speed, or intellect to lower the difficulty. Each level of effort you apply costs stat points, usually 3 points for the first level, but it lowers the difficulty by 1 step per level.
So you're burning your own resources, your own stamina or intellect to guarantee success.
Or at least improve the odds significantly. It's a trade-off. You can also use effort to increase the damage you deal in combat. It makes those clutch moments really impactful.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, character identity. You mentioned this formula, adjective, noun, verb. How does that work?
It's a really neat narrative framework. The adjective is your descriptor. It's your core personality trait, like intelligent, lucky, skeptical.
And that affects how you play.
Absolutely. It colors everything. It gives you skill bonuses, maybe minor drawbacks, but mostly it shapes your character's outlook and how they approach things. A skeptical character might be great at spotting lies, but maybe not so trusting,
Got it. Then the noun is your type.
Yeah, your type is your fundamental character class, your core abilities, and this doesn't change when you travel between recursions. It's who you are. There are 3 main ones.
Okay, lay them on me.
First, the paradox. These are the reality benders. They use weird science, psychic powers, maybe even actual magic, depending on the recursion. They break the rules.
They sound useful for figuring out weird stuff.
Invaluable. Their abilities are called revisions, and they manifest differently depending on the local law. So an ability like exception hitting someone with raw reality force.
On Earth, it might look like a bookcase just randomly falling on them. Mundane but effective. In Ardeyn, the magic world, blazing sorceress runes might appear around the target.
Whoa.
And in Rook, the mad science world, maybe it's a blast of static electricity from a nearby panel. Same ability, different flavor.
Cool. Okay, type number 2.
The spinner. Think charisma, manipulation, performance. Spinners influence people and situations through personality, lies, or clever tales. They're the smooth talkers, the con artists, the leaders.
So social characters.
Very much so. But their abilities, called twists, can also subtly bend reality itself. Spin identity might let you convince people you belong somewhere you don't, even without a disguise. Or twist of fate could make a crucial clue just appear. They weave narratives.
Okay, paradox, spinner, and the third.
The vector. These are your action heroes. Physical powerhouses, athletes, soldiers, explorers. They overcome challenges with strength, speed, endurance.
The fighters, basically. Often, yeah. Their abilities are called moves, and they let them do things normal people can't. Ignore the pain lets you keep fighting even when badly hurt. Mastery with armor means you can wear the heaviest plate without slowing down. They're the point of the spear.
Adjective, noun. What's the verb?
The verb is your focus. This is what you do best within a specific recursion. And here's the cool part. Your focus often changes when you translate.
It changes. How?
It adapts or sometimes transforms completely to fit the new reality while keeping a similar thematic feel if possible. So take that vector. On Earth, their focus might be, is licensed to carry. Good with guns, right?
Makes sense.
Translate to Ruck, the mad science world. They might become a vector who integrates weaponry. Maybe that gun is now part of their arm.
Whoa.
Translate that same vector to Ardeyn, the magic world. Maybe they become a vector who practices soul sorcery, channeling their physical energy into magical effects. It keeps things fresh and reflects how the quick and adapt.
That's really dynamic. And character progression. You don't start as a nobody.
No, characters start at tier 1, and they're already competent. It's not 0 to hero. It's more like capable people getting even better, refining their skills up to tier 6.
And advancing gives you more abilities, better stats.
Both. You gain new, more powerful abilities related to your type and focus. You can apply effort more effectively, and your base stats improve. A high-tier character can do some truly incredible things.
Okay, let's talk gear. You find stuff, you use stuff. Does it travel with you? This sounds like a major headache.
It can be, but it's also one of the most fascinating parts. It depends what it is. Let's start with ciphers.
Ciphers.
Think of them as single-use items like weird gadgets or magic trinkets or even strange pills or organic pods. You find them pretty often. They give you temporary, unique powers, healing, and attack, some weird utility effect like walking on walls.
Okay, disposable power-ups. Do they travel?
Yes. That's the key. Ciphers are tied to the strange itself, not one specific world, so they translate with you. But they change form to fit the new recursion. That healing music box from Ardeyn might become, I don't know, a weird hypospray on Rook, or maybe that loud vuvuzela you mentioned earlier on Earth. Same effect, different look.
That's hilarious and slightly confusing.
Adds to the fun. There are simpler anoetic ones and more complex, potent, potentially dangerous occultic ones. Adds unpredictability.
Okay, ciphers translate and change. What about permanent gear? Like that magic sword?
Now we get to artifacts. These are the really powerful, unique items. Rare, not something you can just buy. They are deeply tied to their world of origin, to its specific law.
So they don't translate?
Generally, no. Not through standard translation gates. That magic sword from Ardeyn, take it to Earth, it's probably just a well-made, non-magical sword. Its power is bound to Ardeyn's law.
Okay, that's a big limitation. But you mentioned exceptions.
Yeah.
In-apposite gates.
Right. Artifacts can sometimes be forced through these weirder, more direct gates. But even then, if the laws of the two worlds are different, the artifact starts to degrade almost immediately. Its power fades, it might even fall apart. You can't easily take the fundamental magic or tech of one world into another.
Got it. Ciphers adapt. Artifacts usually don't travel well. What about basic stuff like armor?
Yeah.
And getting hurt?
Armor's straightforward. It reduces incoming damage. Damage itself comes off your might, speed, or intellect pools.
So getting hit could make you dumber, temporarily.
If the damage is assigned to intellect, yeah. If any pool hits 0, you move down the damage track. Hail is healthy, then impaired, then debilitated, and then dead. Some really nasty attacks can even knock you straight down the track. So yeah, staying healthy is important. It's not just hit points. It affects your ability to act. 3. A multiverse revealed. Exploring key recursions.
Okay, we understand the basics of being quick and how actions work, how gear travels. Let's actually go somewhere. Let's start with Ardeyn, the magic world. You said it's ancient, epic.
Oh yeah, Ardeyn feels old. Magic isn't just possible, it's woven into everything. Dragons in the sky, mythical creatures, the whole 9 yards. The people there believed their world was literally created by a godlike being called the Maker.
The Maker. And there were angels. Incarnations.
Right. Powerful beings who served the Maker, embodying concepts like war, hope, justice. They shaped the early world. But there's also darkness in their history.
Like Lotan and the Betrayer.
Exactly. Lotan is this ancient, bound force of chaos, and the Betrayer, originally the incarnation of war, turned bad. He's a major player now, operating out of his fortress, Mageddon. The estate thinks he wants to become a planet of war.
Not good. So Ardeyn's not exactly peaceful.
Far from it. It's called the Age of Unrest. Ancient rules that kept Lotan and the Strange out are weakening. Old evils are stirring. It's a land of high adventure, but also high danger.
And the people, humans and Keflim?
Quephilim are descended from those angelic incarnations, often striking, sometimes with subtle powers. You've got groups like the Free Battalion Mercenaries or the really creepy Umber Judges of the Court of Sleep who deal with the dead.
The dead. You mentioned death is different there.
Yeah, in Ardeyn, spirits can persist after death in a place called the Night Vault. It's this huge underground realm. They're trapped, but aware and potentially rescuable. It's unique. Deep inside is the Heart Core, supposedly where Lotan's heart still burns. Very dangerous place.
Wow. Okay, other cool spots.
Well, Citadel Hazurium is the biggest city, ruled by a queen. And remember, the estate has a secret office there watching the Betrayer. Shalmarn is built on ancient Quephilim ruins, great for finding old relics and ciphers.
And the ports. Talat and Jaid.
Right. Port Talat is a busy trade hub, but it's also where that dangerous spiral dust from the Strange is being sold. Port Jaid is even wilder. They have chaos skiffs. Ships that don't sail on water. They sail into the Strange itself, riding the dark energy currents. Imagine that.
That's insane. What about monsters? Besides dragons?
Plenty. You've got majestic flying llamas from the Age of Myth. Then there are the sark-twisted, devolved Quephilim, super aggressive, giants, cursed Quephilim who cause accidental destruction.
And those spider things. Cray drones.
Ugh, yeah. Horrifying. Spider-like things whose webbing can literally delete you or warp you into something monstrous. They're linked to the Cray Broodmother, a planet of war out in the Strange. They're like her probes.
Yikes. And monitors.
Stealthy Quephilim observers haven't been seen in ages, supposedly. Adds to the paranoia.
It really paints a picture. And you said paradox abilities look different here.
Yeah.
Like magic.
Exactly. That exception ability. Instead of a falling bookcase, it's blazing magic runes. It fits the local law. The strange adapts the expression of power.
Okay, from high fantasy, let's jump to Rook. Mad science land. Disc shape, ran aground near Earth. Always twilight. Sounds incredibly atmospheric.
It really is. Its whole history is shaped by this disaster they call the Kynod singularity that happened while they were traveling the strange. It messed up their original reality code, created this all-song consciousness. It's complicated and traumatic for them.
And that led to the biomodification.
Big time. Extensive genetic engineering is their norm. It's why they can pass for human and vice versa. Their tech is organic, graphs are common. The boundary between flesh and machine is just gone.
So how is it run? Who's in charge?
There's a factal council and an arbiter who holds a lot of sway. The Myriad are their bio-augmented police in the main city, Harmonious.
But there are factions, some dangerous.
Oh yeah, the Karam are the scariest. They think destroying Earth will somehow fix Ruck's problems, so direct threat.
Lovely. Anyone trying to stop them?
The Quiet Cabal. They're based in Ruck, but have agents on Earth too, working with the estate sometimes, trying to preserve Earth. It's complex.
Any other weird groups?
The Church of the Embodiment. They're trying to research Ruck's original biological form through radical experiments. Rumor is it often goes horribly wrong, creating mutants, science pushing boundaries, often way too far.
Sounds like it. What about the cities and tech? Harmonious floats?
Yeah, Harmonious is this incredible floating city, layers upon layers, powered by ancient engines. Below it is the Undercity, much shadier. Transport is flying vehicles and pneumatic tubes. Very sci-fi.
And Shome, the black market city.
Exactly. Shome is where you go for illegal gene clones, forbidden biotech. Very dangerous, lawless place. Outside the cities, you have the spar jungles full of weird, dangerous bioluminescent plants, and the shattered wastes left over from the singularity. Travel is risky.
And their tech uses organomer, organic-inorganic mix.
Right, it's everywhere. Buildings, clothes, and the graphs are key. Weapon graphs, blade arms, sonic cannons, skill buds you graft to your temple for temporary knowledge, tendril graphs for speed or strength.
Okay, the skill bud thing is just wild. Grafting knowledge directly.
Efficiency taken to the extreme, right? But yeah, it has downsides. And the creatures reflect this. Nephostums are predators hunting for spinal fluid.
Ew.
Feriocarrions are graft addicts who incorporate bits of other beings, facing lethal withdrawal if they stop. Tragic figures. And then you have Kynod deconstructors and testers, massive, destructive biomachines left over from the singularity.
It's a world shaped by science. Gone.
Well, bad, if it's the name.
Perfectly. It's brilliant and terrifying in equal measure.
Okay, let's bring it back home. Earth, a world unaware. Mostly. The kicker is just how few people know any of this is real.
It's the central conceit, really. This vast, dangerous multiverse bumping right up against us, and almost everyone is oblivious. Kept that way intentionally by organizations who know the truth is, well, devastating.
And the estate is the main group on our side, trying to manage this.
They're the most organized and active, yeah. Based on Earth clandestines, their goals are huge. Explore recursions, defend Earth from things in the strange, find newly quickened people before they cause trouble.
Recursion miners. Quantum computing. Right. They try to shut down people exploiting recursions unsafely, and they try to hobble research into quantum computing because it might accidentally punch more holes into the strange. And they fight hostile groups like the September Project.
How do they operate without everyone noticing?
Clever covers. Like the Morrison Fellowship Prizes.
Right.
Big cash awards for talented people. It's actually a way for estate teams to investigate weird events and maybe recruit new quickened agents.
Smart. Key people. Manners and Hertzfeld.
Catherine J. Manners is a top operative, very experienced, one of the founders. Research Chief Hertzfeld was their quantum expert, but he vanished into the strange. Finding him is a big priority.
And their main enemy, the September Project.
Yeah, they pose as researchers, but their goal is darker. They're trying to create super soldiers using psychics kidnapped from another recursion called Atom Nocturne. Nasty stuff.
We also mentioned the Quiet Cabal, working with the estate sometimes.
From Marux, yeah. They want to save Earth, so sometimes their goals align with the estates. Uneasy allies.
And the other groups, UFF and OSR.
The Unexplainable Frontier Foundation, UFF, is public, like a real-world X-Files group studying weird stuff but without the full picture. founded by a guy who claims aliens visited him. The Office of Strategic Recursion, OSR, is shadier. A secret government thing trying to force people to become quickened using psychic tech from Atom Nocturne. Very unethical, unstable results.
It's a crowded shadow world. And this spiral dust being sold in Ardeyn.
Yeah, that's a perfect example of the bleed-through. It's a substance from the strange, causes hallucinations, changes your eyes. Heavy users just vanish.
Vanish where?
Into the strange, probably. Consumed.
Yeah.
It shows how interconnected and dangerous it all is. A drug from one reality messing people up in another.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? You hear a weird news story, some unexplained event, could it be a glimpse? A crack in the veil, 4V, the journey in the game, rules of the road. Okay, so you're quickened, you know the risks. How do you actually move between these realities? Translation, right? Sounds intense.
It is. It's not like flipping a switch. For a quickened person, it usually involves going into this deep meditative trance. It takes about 4 hours normally.
4 hours. That's a commitment.
Yeah, you need focus. But other quickened characters can help you. If they assist focusing their own minds, you can do it in minutes. You can even share the sensory input during the process, coordinate where you're all going. It's a team effort.
And how do you aim for a specific spot? Not just land randomly.
You need a recursion key. It's like a mental address, a specific pattern of thought or energy that guides your translation to a precise location within the recursion. Without one, you might end up at a default entry point, or just where you last were. Finding or creating these keys is part of the challenge.
Okay, keys for specific locations. What about the doors themselves? Gates. You mentioned 2 kinds.
Right. First, translation gates. These are rarer, permanent connections, maybe natural, maybe ancient tech. When you go through these, you translate.
Meaning you change, adapt.
Exactly. Your appearance, clothes, gear, even how your powers manifest, it all shifts contextually to fit the destination world's laws. Your ciphers translate too, changing form. But most normal objects you carry, they just vanish, unless they are ciphers. You can't usually bring mundane stuff through. Try to force too much, the gate could even explode.
Okay, translation gates, adaptation. What's the other kind? Inapposite.
Inapposite gates. These are much more jarring. Think less doorway, more violent tear. When you go through one of these, you do not translate.
No adaptation.
None. You arrive exactly as you were. Your earth clothes in Ardeyn, your magic sword in Ruck. Your abilities might not work right, your gear might be useless. It's disorienting and dangerous.
And artifacts really don't like these.
Definitely not. If an artifact passes through an inapposite gate into a world with different laws, its power starts to drain almost instantly. That legendary magic sword becomes just fancy metal in about a minute. These gates strip away context.
Wow. Okay. And translation itself. It can physically change you, fix injuries, or cause them.
Yeah, it's profound. Because you're essentially manifesting a new physical form appropriate to the destination, someone missing a limb might find it restored upon arrival. Someone blind might regain sight.
That's amazing.
But the reverse can happen too. You might arrive with a new limp or find your senses dulled if that fits the new reality's norms, or just the chaotic nature of the process. It's a rebirth of sorts every time, sometimes for better, sometimes worse.
And it can fail. The translation.
Oh, absolutely. Rolling badly when you try to translate can mean you just don't go anywhere. Or you end up in the wrong place entirely. Or you arrive weakened, senses blurred, reactions slowed.
Sounds bad.
And a really bad roll, a catastrophic failure, means you suffer multiple consequences. It's risky business, jumping between realities. The danger is baked in.
So we've got the worlds, the rules for players.
Yeah.
But someone has to run this whole show, right? The game master, the GM. Their role sounds crucial.
Absolutely central. The GM's main job, mechanically, is setting the difficulty for all those tasks we talked about. But it's not just numbers. It's about narrative, pacing, challenge, making the story flow.
So they're like the director.
Kind of, yeah. And the system encourages them to tell you the target number before you roll, so you can decide, okay, this is tough, should I spend effort? Use an asset. It makes the players part of that decision process.
And they have this tool, GM Intrusion. That sounds like fun. And maybe terrifying.
Both. It's a way for the GM to introduce unexpected twists. Your gun jams, your disguise slips, an enemy bursts through the door right now, an ally reveals a hidden motive.
So bad luck generated by the GM.
Not exactly luck. It's a narrative tool. It creates drama, complications, maybe forces heroic choices, without just relying on dice. And here's the clever bit. When the GM intrudes, the player usually gets an experience point. XP.
Ah, so you get rewarded for the complication.
Exactly. It turns a potential frustration into a resource for character growth. It encourages players to roll with the punches. You know, your arm suddenly turns into a bug limb. That's an intrusion. Deal with it. Get XP. It can even resolve situations quickly. The bad guy breaks in instead of rolling several times to see if they get through the door. More cinematic.
And success isn't always black and white. Graduated success.
Right, especially for non-combat stuff. Maybe you don't quite succeed at picking the lock, but you manage to jam it so it buys you time. Or you fail to perfectly forge the documents, but they're good enough to pass a quick glance. It keeps the story moving, makes effort feel worthwhile, even on a near miss.
Pacing is key too, you said. Not playing out every single detail.
Definitely. The GM decides what to focus on, the tense negotiation, played out moment by moment, the fight scene, absolutely. Buying groceries, probably just skip over that unless something interesting is meant to happen there.
Yeah.
Keep the focus on the action, the mystery, the important interactions.
And XP. It's not just for leveling up.
Nope. Players can spend XP for immediate benefits too. Rerolling a disastrous die roll maybe, or negating a GM intrusion they really don't want to deal with right now. Or they can save it for long-term advancement, getting new abilities. It's a flexible resource that puts narrative control in the player's hands.
How does the GM make things harder for experienced characters, besides just raising task difficulty?
Good question. They can use effects that bypass stats and hit the damage track directly. Suddenly you're impaired, regardless of your might pool. They can target your equipment, breaking your weapon, disabling your armor, which can really hurt specialized characters. Or they can have enemies work together intelligently, maybe treating a group of weaker foes as one higher level threat. Keeps players on their toes.
It really sounds like a dynamic process, a collaboration between the players and the GM shaping this wild story together.
That's exactly what it is. It's not just about rules, it's about using those rules to tell an exciting, unpredictable story in this incredible setting. Every session is a new exploration, full of potential twists. V, the deep mysteries. Probing the unknown.
Okay, we're getting a pretty good picture now, but let's peel back another layer. The recursions themselves. You said they're not just parallel universes. They're stranger than that.
Much stranger. That's a key point. They aren't just Earth, but Rome never fell or something. Even if a recursion looks like a place from Earth fiction, like Innsmouth, it feels wrong, alien, uncanny.
Yeah.
Because it's born from imagination filtered through the strange. It retains that dreamlike, sometimes nightmarish quality.
And the people in them. NPCs.
Yeah.
They might not be individuals in the way we think. Entanglement.
Right. Characters who are really central to a recursion's identity, like, say, the Red Queen in a Wonderland recursion might be more like forces of nature, archetypes. If you somehow manage to kill her, the recursion might just generate a new one, or she might pop up somewhere else. The narrative needs her. She's entangled with the world itself.
That's deeply weird, the story fixing itself.
In a way, yeah. It shows how these aren't just static places, they're living narratives, and they can get complicated. You have commingled recursions, mixing elements from different stories, or duplicate ones.
So you could have multiple Wonderlands, multiple Sherlocks.
Exactly, and that Sherlock might look like an amalgam of every actor who ever played him. Or maybe his appearance shifts daily. It reflects the messy, overlapping nature of collective imagination feeding into the strange.
Okay, if that wasn't enough existential weirdness, planetivores. The ultimate threat. These aren't just monsters, are they?
No, they're cosmic horrors on a scale that's hard to grasp. Voracious intelligences born from or deeply connected to the strange itself. Their goal: find prime worlds like Earth and convert them, absorb them, displacing or destroying all existing life.
Convert them how?
They essentially rewrite the reality of the world to suit their own needs, integrating it into their own being. They're described as wearing the strange's essence like flesh, vast entities expanding within the dark energy network.
Where do they come from?
Different origins. Some might have started as alien AIs that went rogue, using the network's power to evolve into something else. Others might have been individuals who traded mortality for power within the strange. Corrupted ambition, basically.
Any specific examples? You mentioned the Cray broodmother.
She's a big one, a massive planetivore at the heart of the Cray Nebula in the strange. Those horrible Cray drones we talked about in Ardeyn, there's extensions of her probes. She's apparently tried to consume Earth before and is considered a major ongoing threat.
Yikes. And Malatha Mashawi, the one that samples humans.
Even creepier, maybe. It seems to be studying humans, absorbing them without necessarily consuming a whole human-created recursion first. The worry is it could learn to create its own humans' puppets, serving its will as a way to infiltrate and eventually consume Earth from within.
That's deeply unsettling. The stakes are literally world-ending.
Absolutely. It puts the actions of the quickened into perspective. They're not just exploring, they're often on the front lines of a hidden war for survival, protecting Earth and other worlds from these ultimate predators.
But amidst all that horror, there's creation. Players can make their own recursions, Genesis quests.
Yes, it's one of the most incredible possibilities. Quickened characters, through immense effort and risk, can actually create their own pocket dimensions within the strange.
How on earth, or how in the strange,
Yeah.
do you do that?
It's a whole process. First, you need to find a reality seed. These are super rare bits of condensed strange matter. They might look like a gem, a weird device, even a small furry animal with big eyes, apparently.
A furry animal reality seed, okay?
Hey, it's the strange. Once you have the seed, you need a nexus, a place where the network's creative power is concentrated. Could be a known artifact like the Orb of Worlds, or even something terrifying like the heart of the Cray Broodmother herself.
You have to go into a planetivore to make a world.
Potentially. High risk, high reward. Then you invest the seed at the nexus, pouring your own XP into it, imbuing it with traits from your own character. It requires a critical role.
And if you succeed,
Boom! You've created a brand new level 1 recursion. A pocket dimension with its own laws, maybe unique creatures, maybe even new character foci native to it. A really great success might create a more advanced juvenile recursion right off the bat.
and it connects back.
Usually, yeah. A gate forms, often linked to the creator, sometimes contained within an object, like hidden inside a coat closet in your safe house.
My own private recursion.
Yeah.
In the closet.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And you can influence its traits.
Definitely. Based on the creator's descriptors, a skeptical creator might make a world where illusions are easier to spot. A strange creator might make a world where understanding the strange comes more naturally. The recursion reflects its makers. It's the ultimate act of creative resonance made real.
Wow. Okay. We have covered a lot today on the Uncanny Valley podcast, just astounding concepts. The strange network, born from alien tech, gone wrong.
Hosting worlds like Ardeyn's magic, Ruck's mad science, and our own Earth, mostly unaware.
The mechanics of being quickened, translation, how powers shift.
The dangers of planetivores threatening everything.
And the incredible idea that imagination itself, fictional leakage, creates these realities. And that players can even make their own through Genesis quests.
It paints a picture of a universe far more alive, interconnected, and reactive to thought than we usually imagine, where stories have real weight.
So as we wrap up, think about that. Fictional leakage. If stories can leak into reality, what does that say about the power of our own collective imagination? Our myths, our dreams, even our fears.
And if reality seeds are out there, if nexuses exist, what worlds are waiting to be born? What worlds might you, listening now, theoretically bring into being if you had the spark?
It's a truly mind-bending thought, just uncanny.
The truth of the strange, as the material says, is dangerous, devastating even. It changes your perspective on everything. But there's always more beneath the surface.
Always more to explore, more to uncover for those willing to look past the ordinary.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us on this journey into the extraordinary. We'll see you next time on the Uncanny Valley podcast.